It's Friday. We're starting to turn into, if you've been following throughout the week, our weather is going to be getting better throughout the weekend. We're going to have a very nice weekend. Record breaking on Sunday and Monday, actually, not so much. Otherwise, we still have some clouds up there, but despite the fact that they look pretty high and gray, they're not going to rain. It's just that there's such a contrast of difference between, anyways, but yeah, today is kind of a self-affirmation vlog, in a way. It's not a stream of consciousness, although technically anytime I do a non-edited video like this, at least a non-cut video, that it does turn into a stream of consciousness because my brain sneaks around. And sometimes I avoid topics that I want to talk about by bringing up other random topics. Anyways, so, ooh, look at that. My chest hurts a little bit, but that's just from Wednesday night at the gym. Wasn't able to do much because of my ribs, but everything's feeling good. And on that note, we're feeling good. I'm actually in a hot tub. I should probably go get a jet to pound on it. If I can get this jet right here to pound on it, really, as it does. Oh. Yeah, we'll be fine by practice tomorrow. Sweet. We want to hold off on box jumps for a while. Hey. Just letting it all. I don't really want to say exactly how that happened, but yeah. So, anyways, what today is self-affirmation is that we have a practice tomorrow night, actually, at Hare. So there may not be after practice stuff, but there's going to be morning stuff. So there may not be after practice because of lights and darkness and stuff. But we've effectively stopped morning stuff for football. So now we're going to be going into night stuff, whether that be road trips or games or late night practice, because we have practice tomorrow, and then in 8 days we're driving up to Puyallup, or actually more near Tacoma, actually, but it's for the Kings. There's probably, I suspect there's going to be a bit of playtime this year. There's going to be more than last year, I hope. Really do. I don't really know how to. I understand that there is a great number of ness that goes into making at least the secondary. Because the linebackers in the secondary are three small subgroups of the defense. But just like with any sort of any military unit, you can break down each group into more. You can break down the secondaries into, are you a safety or are you a cornerback? Are you a distance cornerback or a near cornerback? Are you a field safety or a down safety? Or, you know, with linebackers, are you an outside linebacker or are you an inside linebacker? Are you a Mike linebacker? Are you there's multiple types of linebackers. And linemen all relatively kind of do the same thing, but they all have their different names for what they do. I mean, there's defensive ends, and then there's, you know, the nose tackle, and then there's what we call the stud and whatnot. But anyways, I'm getting off topic here. I don't, my brain says I'm not a starter, so I suck, which is a work ethic and my own thing. It doesn't, and Stills was right that, you know, he and Mark don't necessarily mess around. If I was not up to par for what the team was at, I probably wouldn't be there, but I do have to take into account the fact that we had such low numbers for a while that it was almost if they had full numbers, it would have been a much more pertinent compliment. But we had such low numbers, it was sort of hard to turn anyone down at that point. But I know I'm not bad. It feels like I'm bad because I don't necessarily have the respect of the rest of the secondary. And maybe I do, I just don't know how to read it. I don't want to turn this into a race conversation, but there are things I don't understand about African American culture and the way they interact with people, with each other. I try to understand it. I'm really trying to understand it. But it, you know, and this happens with everybody. And I've basically got down what it is with like white people, although some of it still seems pretty stupid. Some of it is, some of it isn't. And then, but when it comes down to interacting with African Americans, it's just like, I get Willie. I mean, I understand when it's just him and I chatting, but when he's talking with other, you know, when he's talking with like Cephas or something, and I can just tell that there's like the conversation and then it kind of does this thing, and I don't quite understand that directionality that it took. There's still a conversation happening. And it's just, you know, it's growth as a person. You know, I can't necessarily expect everyone to be an aristocratic white person. That's actually quite racist to expect everyone to be an aristocratic white person. But the general idea is, I don't know if I get along with them. I mean, obviously they don't hate me. You know, trust me. I mean, it doesn't take much to realize when a person doesn't like you, unless they are hyper passive aggressive. Hyper, way beyond anything I've ever done or my dad has ever shown to be. God, he's the king of it. But anyways, so I don't know how to read what they're saying in terms of sociality, and it's probably an autism thing and it's also a thing. I'm in an area where I don't really hang around a lot of African American people, and you know, it's been helping with Willie. But I don't know. And it's probably that the fact is some of them aren't from around here. They're from Cali. They're Cali boys. So they have a slightly different culture. I mean, even white people from California are weird to me. But that's that. The self-affirmation is, I don't understand a lot of people. I don't understand what's going on with the secondary, but I don't think they hate me enough to conspire against me, despite what my paranoia wants to think. And I don't think that I suck that bad. That I'm obviously being put in last place. It's just, there is a personality that when it comes down to equal skill, you've got to look at personality blending, mix up. It's unless skill is absolutely through the roof, then if you're looking, but that's again, skill can accomplish amazing things. But if one thing or another, and it's stupid politics, but I have dealt with that on WoW. I've dealt with it with the fact that, you know, it was stupid. I mean, it was really stupid, but it was the fact that I was actually disdained by the favored mage because I came in and was doing equatable DPS with him and was not his spec. So in a way I was showing him up or something, some shit, I don't know. But that was his problem, and he didn't like me for that. But then he wanted to play as rogue for a little while, and we needed a mage to do certain things in Black Temple and for Tempest Keep, so they needed me. Was it Tempest Keep? Two things we needed a mage tank on. I forget which one. I already forget which one. No, it wasn't Tempest Keep. It was Black Temple. Oh god, they were far. Oh, Gruul's Lair. In case we wanted to do Gruul's Lair, they needed me. But that was only. But it really wasn't that bad because we had such high DPS at the time. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. But I dealt with it back in 2008. I mean, 8 years ago. I was dealing with that in World of Warcraft. It's not anything new to me. It sucks. But I still got to be with the guild's first Illidan kill. I mean, I wasn't just standing outside the raid. I knew I didn't get the kill shot on Illidan, but I think I did 4th or 5th DPS on that fight, and was an arcane mage. For those of you that need to look into the archives, that was not a thing to do in BC in Tier 6 content. I beat our warlocks. But anyways, that's that. You know, and as Willie says, I'm not that bad. I can always improve, and I'm going to improve. You know? And injuries happen. Away games are away games. You know, we're going to have people, we have basically 4 home games in a row, because we have practice tomorrow, and then we have a scrimmage up in, or we have a game up in Puyallup, and then we've got against the Raiders, and then I don't know what's happening with the Bearcats, but because they shut down for the year, they didn't fold. But yeah, so that's, and then we go to the Raiders again. It was technically our first away game, but it's still at Harefield. But, and then we have like a home game. It's very strange. But yeah, so, and we don't go to Medford until like late June. I think Pride weekend is when we go to Medford, or something like that. Who knows? Maybe I'll be able to stay down there for the night after Saturday and go to Pride Sunday with Max. Who knows? That's then. And Medford is 400 miles away. Not everyone's going to make that drive. I'll catch you guys later. 13 minutes. Wow. 44, 5, 46, 47. I'm going to stop counting. I'm sorry. I rambled. But yeah.